mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in a lowly manger, the humble Christ was born, and God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
Next up, we have Hark the Herald Angels, and I forgot to invite you to stand. So if you would like to stand and sing, it always gives you more breath to breathe, and I know some people don't want to, but if you want to, you can.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
And then last is Joy to the World.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations free. The glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
You sound fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a seat, and Barbara's going to do the announcements.
Okay. Sorry. And there they are. Sorry. Okay. Newcomers, welcome to Unity of Modesto. Are there any newcomers today? Any first time? Anybody out there?
Yeah, we got one.
One, welcome to Unity of Modesto. Hi. They're going to give you a little packet. So, upcoming events. Well, you know what? The preschool committee has been established. And if you would like, the committee members can stand. That would be me. I'm standing. Brian, Diane, Dan, Gary, and Maria are all going to be on the preschool committee. We will probably start our committee meetings early in January to let everyone get through the holidays. But everyone's free to come and listen in if you'd like, okay? So they will be ensuring the project will keep moving along swiftly to get the preschool up and running, and thank you all for volunteering. We really appreciate it. The Christmas Eve candlelight service. Cindy is requesting 3 or 4 volunteers to read a passage and light a candle during the Christmas Eve service. If you're coming to the evening service and are willing to help Cindy during the service, please let Laura know in the office so she can send the info over to Cindy. We've got 2 volunteers so far, so we're looking for 2 more to give support here. Okay? All right, the food closet. For Thanksgiving, we were able to provide full meals to 5 families. That's big for a little church like us, huh? Right now, we have food for 1 family for Christmas, and we're looking for donations and supplies to offer to more families. Also, we're in need of gift cards to purchase at least 1 turkey. For a family in need, and any support you can give will be a blessing. Donna and Joni are the angels who run this food closet and ensure local families have food to share on the holidays. So thank you very much, ladies, for all of your help. You're such a blessing. Choir practice will be every Sunday till Christmas Eve. So if you'd like to lend your lovely voice to the choir, please see Margaret, our lovely and awesome music director. Love in Action for 2018. We've been very blessed this past year with so many congregants stepping up to keep our activities and fundraisers going with 2017. And now that it's coming to an end here at the end of the year, we're looking forward to another fabulous year. Once again, we're opening the Love in Action activities up to the congregation to bring your ideas and support to your favorite activities. We've provided a sign-up sheet at the back table as well as event ideas. So if you want to have an event, you can definitely share that. Let me see. And prayer pilgrims are also making, wow, do we have all this really, Laura? This second page too? Okay, hang on just a second. Something to go ahead. Usually I have a short first sheet, right? To go ahead and sign up and put in your Love in Action. So team up with a partner and pick a month. So yeah, it's fun in pairs. It's fun in pairs to do activities. December 17th is our Christmas auction and potluck. So that's fun. That's always fun. The potluck is fun. So once again, we're holding a Christmas auction, which always proves to be a lot of fun for the congregants as well as raise money for the church. Feel free to start bringing in auction items, and they will be collected in the office until just before the auction. I have to put myself a memo for that, right? The sign-up sheet for the potluck is on the table in the back of the sanctuary, and so feel free to sign up. I'm bringing cookies. December 24th, Christmas Eve services. This year, Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday, and so we'll be having 2 services. Our regular 10 a.m. service will be presented by our lovely and beloved Reverend Nancy McNatt. So thank you, Nancy, for volunteering for that. And our 6 o'clock evening candlelight service will be presented by Reverend Cindy Ferris. And Cindy's here today, so we thank her very much. We hope you can make it to these special Christmas services and times. Okay, this is a big one, guys. Here we go. February elections. We'll be having our annual congregation meeting on the 2nd of February, the second Sunday in February of 2018. As usual, the meeting will be held after Sunday services, and this year we'll have 2 board positions available to vote on. So if you're interested in serving our community on the Board of Trustees, the requirements are that you must have been an active member of our church for 1 full year. So members, this is the time to contemplate about how you can make a difference to our community through leadership position as a board member. We're looking for 1 congregant to join in on the nomination committee, and the nomination committee will be available to answer questions about what it means to serve as a board member, as well as what to expect in the process of running. Of course, you can approach any of our current board members with questions. This is my first year on the board too, so this is part of it, guys. Applications are available on the back table in the sanctuary. If you feel like you would like to add to your passion and commitment to serve our community, fill out the board application and turn it in to one of the members of the nomination committee. So currently, Nancy McNatt and Brian, I can't do it, Brian, are Katrakis are on the committee. We would like to see one of our congregants as well. You will be talking to applicants about serving on the board. So board members agree to serve a 3-year term, and board positions are voted upon the congregation, and the congregation approves the new board members. I did it. Okay, here we go. Prayer pilgrims. Well, the prayer pilgrims, I couldn't do that before. Hey, earlier this year, please stand up. These are our prayer pilgrims. Yes, give them a hand, absolutely. And they are available to pray with you after our services. Our prayer pilgrims are committed to providing spiritual support to congregants and visitors as requested. The ones wearing stoles are on duty today and will be to the sides and rear of the sanctuary. Prayer pilgrims also make monthly wellness calls, I love mine, to all the congregants and new attendees who are on our call list. So that really helps. Before I introduce our speaker today, I want to thank everybody who contributed and helped me last week on the bake sale with Danielle for No Kid Hungry. For every 10 cents that was collected, it feeds a child. Now, these programs are here in America, and this was, it serves like at the summertime when children don't have food. The schools provide the food, and they're sponsored clearly. So for every 10 cents collected represents a meal. In the end, she ended up collecting $412. So thank you very much. This is like, what, 4,120 meals that was provided. So it's super, and thank you so much for all of your support. So, oh yeah, the baking part, yeah, cookies, like I said, you guys are getting cookies. Today's speaker, Reverend Gary Wold. Gary is an ordained interfaith minister who has spent the decades from his early 20s until now through 5 careers as a facilitator, coach, mentor, and teacher. Gary came into New Thought through Christian Science, and he has been active in religious science and unity. He attended and worked with 5 different Unity churches, including Unity of Modesto. Gary has served over 5 years as a Unity prayer chaplain and as a prayer chaplain trainer. He is a devoted member of our community and a great blessing to our congregation. So if we could all welcome Gary.
Now are we hopefully on? So we will start with our December affirmation, which is on the inside left-hand page of the bulletin, unless my dyslexia kicked in and it's actually on the right side. I don't know. So all together. Oh, it's right there too. Goodness gracious, we are good. In this joyful season, I shine my light. I focus my energy on being the light of peace.
Okay, where's the daily word?
Well,
There it is. It was hiding. Today, for December 10th, the affirmation is, I behold the wonder of God, and our word for thought is hope. Watching children discover the wonders of life reminds me that God is the source of life at the center of everyone. Holding this truth in mind, I know that each and every creation is precious to God. Because I know that all of nature is to be treasured, I help preserve the environment that supports the abundance of life. I honor God by honoring all creation because of our shared sacred heritage. Nothing can come between individuals or nations except our resistance to accepting who we are as God's creation. As I view the abundance and diversity of life with wonder, I take in the awesomeness of God that continues to unfold. I am eager to live from an awareness of the sacred presence that sustains all life. And from Matthew 18:5, whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me.
We're preparing for meditation.
As I wait for Christmas, I turn within and find peace beyond all knowing when I but still my mind. I turn within, I turn within. I touch that place within my soul, that place of love where I am whole, where peace and joy have set me free, where eyes of hope's eternity. As I wait for Christmas, I feel a sense of awe. I'm no longer separate, for love has joined us all. I turn within, I turn within. I touch that place within my soul, that place of love where I am whole, where peace and joy have set me free, where eyes of hope's eternity. As I wait for Christmas, a smile comes from within. Joy that's deep and sacred has filled me once again. I turn within, I turn within. I touch that place within my soul, that place of love where I am whole, where peace and joy have set me free, where eyes of hope's eternity.
And Margaret, would you lead us in the Lord's Prayer?
Excuse me. Yes. We're going to stand and join hands and sing the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
And of course, after the news about Pope's new pronouncement this week, we're all waiting with bated breath to see where unity is going to stand on changing the wording of the Lord's Prayer. In case you haven't followed the news, the Pope has decided that the translation from the Aramaic to the Greek to the Roman to the English is not the correct translation of the poem. So he has suggested new wording for one passage in the Lord's Prayer. And waiting to see how all of the other Christian denominations are going to weigh in on that one and say, no, we're not going to change it, or, yeah, you got a good point there. It'll be interesting to watch and see.
Gary, what's it going to be?
I actually can't remember. It boils down to the interpretation of the meaning of one word in the translation. And I'd have to pull up the article to read it again and see where that was at and what it does. But it'll be interesting.
We already say it that way here.
I think we do.
We do.
I think,
It's all about lead us versus leave us.
yeah, that I think we're already there, but
Oh, well, heck, we're good.
we'll see. It's a better controversy than politics, if you think about it. So, anyway, it's that time of the service where we settle in for a meditation. You just settle back in your chair, in whatever way is comfortable to you, and relax in to the chair. Breathe in and breathe out. Count of 4 on the intake, count of 4 on the letting the breath out. Just continue that pattern. Settle into the divine singularity of the one. And think about the most beautiful, exquisite gift you have ever seen or given or received. But do not focus on the gift. Focus on the wrapping. How was it wrapped that made it exquisitely beautiful and meaningful? Focus on the wrapping. Now slowly let that wrapping alter and shift and assume the shape of your body. And let that exquisite wrapping enfold you and wrap you, so that as you approach another, this wrapping tells them who you are, what you are. And ponder their reaction to the beauty of your new clothing, of your attire. Were they in awe of your appearance? Were they pleased? Did they see the specialness that you wish to be and convey? And if they're in awe, they're pleased, then you are the gift. And this is what you will always be as you move forward in life. And when times are tough, times are down, think back on you attiring yourself as the perfect gift. Be at peace. And know once again that all is one and all is well. And when you're ready, come back to this presence and settle in. Open your eyes. Be aware of the surroundings. Well, officially good morning. And this is, if you make a difference, you are the gift. And what this is practical Jesus Christianity. If you make a difference, you are the gift. But where it comes from is that this is the mantra of the trauma chaplain, the first responder chaplains that go out to be with those that are grieving because for whatever reason life as they know it isn't there anymore. Whether it's a natural death, a suicide, a homicide, a horrific car accident, a trauma chaplain shows up. And this is the affirmation, the mantra that almost all the chaplains use while they're driving to the scene to get themselves centered. And it sounds pretty simple. You know, if you make a difference, you are the gift to that person. But when you say that, there's two things you need to be aware of. The first one is, it's never if, it's always when. Never if, it's when. Because anytime you show up, you are going to make a difference. There's no way around it. And the second thing is, now that we've decided when I make a difference, I am the gift, you have to be aware of or mindful of how you are structuring the interaction. A couple of weeks ago, talked about being on autopilot. If you show up on autopilot, you are not going to be a positive gift. In all probability, you will be a negative gift. So you have to be mindful that you are a co-creator, always. So it's when, and I'm here, in this interaction, and I'm a co-creator. I did not give up my power to somebody else. Wouldn't it be nice if the bishop or some other minister said a prayer and I don't have to? Then you're not presenting yourself as you're supposed to, as you truly are. So you're there, you're not on autopilot, You haven't given your power away. You're choosing to be there in that interaction. Now, is the standing in line at the supermarket and saying good morning or good afternoon to the cashier, giving them a smile? Is it coming home from a rough day to your significant other and saying, hi, how was your day? Oh, can I listen to you? As opposed to, well, let me tell you about my day. And then we play the one-upsman game. My day was so much worse than your day. Yeah, okay, we can do that, but we don't want to. Now, there is never a time when you're not interacting. Now, how does that work? Well, I'm just sitting out here on the beach today. There's nobody around. Yeah, you're interacting with yourself. So did you bring that positive true self, or are you on autopilot while you sit there and talk to yourself? Think about other things. So the mind can wander. Okay. Where did it wander to? Well, I'm doing an affirmation that, I'm abundant. And then all my butts get in the way. But I don't have a new car. I don't know how to get a new job. So you're interacting. Is that a positive interaction? So you got to always be aware. It's always when, and you always want to come to the interaction in a very positive way, always. And that you're going to make that choice before you ever get there. Am I a positive influence in this situation, in this conversation with somebody else or myself? Or am I just here? How sad, I'm just here. So you choose that. Hopefully, you're sitting in here, and you do choose always to be positive. If you were negative, you wouldn't be here. I think the first talk you sat in on would have driven you right out the door going, oh my God, these people are very strange. They're too up. They're too nice. They're too positive. I can't handle that. I'm not ready. I'm guilty. I'm terrible. But you're here. So you are that positive influence. It's just that sometimes we have to recall it. You have to remind yourself how positive you are and that you can always be positive in any situation. So I've given you the survival kit. This little thing. And this is the kit that I've put together, and I won't claim originality here. I received one of these when I became a trauma chaplain. And I keep one in the car all the time. That's part of my go bag, along with the phone charger and the Vicks Vapor Rub and the other things that we carry that you don't want to know about. So here we go. This is the survival kit, or as I like to call it, little things mean a lot. Because how can you be positive if you let the little things go? So first thing you'll notice is you have a toothpick. Not just a toothpick, you have a frill pick. Has that little curly stuff on the one end of it to remind you how beautiful you really are. But the toothpick is so you remember. You pick how you're going to show up. You pick that. And think about this. You have picked it before you ever got there. So, as in the meditation, do you show up with a perfect gift wrap? Does your body language say, I picked to be positive today? Or do you show up, yeah, and they say, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your message. Your body was shouting so loudly. Couldn't hear you. Don't know what you were going to say. So remember, you're always going to pick how you're going to show up. Next, rubber band. Rubber bands are flexible. They bend and they stretch and they do all sorts of things. And that's to remind you that things don't always go the way you think they should go. I'm going to go there and I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that and they're going to respond in this way, and it doesn't work. The first foot in the door, you realize, uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. So remember, you got to be flexible. You have to be able to say what I thought was important is not important to this person, to this interaction. It's going to be something else. Got to change it. So be flexible like the rubber band. Always keep that in mind. Got a Band-Aid? Yep. And the Band-Aid is there because you always feel a hurt. Yours and others. You never leave an interaction with a hurt still in place, whether it's yours or theirs. Your job is to get out of that hurt. How do you do that? Well, you put a Band-Aid on it, which means I really had to kind of rethink what I'm doing here, and I'm not going to walk away until I have healed what is happening here, or what has happened. Sometimes, did this just turn off?
No.
In and out. How exciting. If I put it too close, I breathe on it and it goes. Yeah.
Was every other word for the last 10 words?
Oh. Wow. I'm sorry. We'll figure that out. But the Band-Aid. Heal hurt feelings. Don't just walk away. You shouldn't be walking away going, I should have, I could have, I would have. That's too late. You got to make sure that's not going to happen when you walk away. Of course, then there's the eraser, because we all make mistakes. You realize your thinking is in error. I'm not one with the divine. This person I'm going to talk to or that I'm interacting with isn't one with God. They're somewhat different. I'm in duality. They're wearing the wrong clothes. They look different. They didn't respond in the right way. Well, what you've done is set your mind in the wrong place. So erase it. Go back and change your mind. Come back in with the right mindset to make this interaction work, whatever it may be. And maybe with your kid, maybe with a spouse, maybe with a coworker, could be with a boss. And if it's not working, your job is not to convince them to change their mind. Your job is to change your thinking and make your thinking right for this situation. You know, there was this wonderful story about the head of the psychology department at a hospital in a facility in Hawaii. Have you ever heard that story? They appointed him head of this whole psychiatric facility. And he came to work every day, went in his office, shut the door, and then he came out at night and went home. He never once met with a patient. And they had marvelous positive results start almost immediately. And they interviewed him and said, what did you do to turn this around And he said, well, I sat in my office and I pulled out a file and I said, I am so sorry that I demonstrated you the way you are in this file. Please forgive me. And they said, well, yeah. And he said, no, that's all I do. He said, I pull out a file. I say, please forgive me for demonstrating you the way you are. I love you, and I apologize. Be true to yourself. And never met with anybody yet. They all started to change. Power of thinking. So that's what we do when we have an eraser. The candy kiss. Everyone needs a hug. Everybody needs a compliment each day. And we go off. God, I hate this thing today. We go off to the store. Do you get in line, and are you the one that smiles at the cashier and says, I hope you're having a nice day, before they give you their spiel that they've been instilled by HR that they have to say to you, each customer, how are you today? Do you beat them to it and really mean it? But the other thing is, how often do you compliment yourself? Oh, have I ever complimented myself? You're here, I would say, yeah, you've done that. Do you pat yourself on the back? Do you give yourself a hug? When you're coming out of a situation and it went very well, do you say, I handled that. Thank you, God, and thank me because I'm the co-creator. I did it, and we have a visitor. At the right time, that little dog is here to give everybody a hug. It's perfect. Yeah. So there we go. But give yourself a hug. Give yourself a compliment when you get up in the morning. Makes your day go much better because that centers you. You know who you are, why you're here, what you're doing this day. Because I will compliment myself. And then it's much easier to roll out of bed and go compliment your significant other. Gee, honey, you look really good today. Or, you know, you're going to have a great day. Whatever it may be. The mint. To remind you that you are worth a mint to your family and friends. And we tend to not place this huge value on ourselves. But it is true. You're a mint. You make Fort Knox look like it's nothing because everything is in you that you need to be infinitely abundant in every way. And your friends and family perceive that. So always remember the mint and how abundant you are and what you're worth to the people at work, the friends, the family. Then you have gum. So gum is stick with it, right? Stick with it. Chew it. Make sure you're getting everything out of that piece of gum, and you will accomplish anything. So again, you know, I'm going to go out and do whatever. And of course, then part of you says, but, and you just keep chewing, and you keep mulling, and you keep affirmations going, and you accomplish it. You accomplish anything you set your mind to. But you cannot get off the path. You stick with the path that you're on. You chose it. Why would you abandon it? So the gum reminds you to stick with it. The pencil. The hardest thing that I've ever found I had to do and that others have is write down your blessings every day. Write them down. If you aren't doing this and you're starting it, I will guarantee you can struggle your way to 5 blessings. And as you practice, it becomes easier and easier, and pretty soon you realize you're writing down 25 blessings a day and growing. But boy, those first 5 are hard to do. It's like, because we don't want to compliment ourselves. We don't want to recognize how unique and positive and good we really are. So the pencil's there to get you in the habit of, at some point during the day, write down the blessings. Write them down. Keep a record of that. And then go back a year later and go, holy cow, that's amazing. That's me. I am good. And last, you have the tea bag, because you never know how strong you are until you're in hot water. And the tea bag is very interesting. You put the tea bag in hot water. Does the tea bag dissolve? Does the tea dissolve? Does the tea suffuse the entire pot of water? Absolutely. So remember, tea, when it's in hot water, is the strongest thing there is. It doesn't get less, doesn't wither away. It just suffuses the pot of water it's in. So remember, you're that tea bag. And whatever interaction you're in, you are suffusing your divine presence into that interaction. The interaction is not taking anything away from you, not diminishing you in any way, but you are changing the water. You're changing the interaction. So always remember the tea bag, how strong you are. And you are much stronger than anybody can tell you. And we all come up and we give a talk to tell you how good you are, how beautiful you are, how strong you are. And if you're good, it lasts all week. If you're receptive to that, it diffuses, and it's there all week. And then you get a recharge on the following Sunday. But a lot of people walk out and it lasts till 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So where'd your strength go? Still there. You're just not recognizing it. You just are choosing not to recognize it. And that's your gift. The beauty of, I love that fly too. Oh, it's good.
Send him your way. He's over here.
I know. We had visitors today. We had the dog with the hugs, and we have the fly to try and distract me. So there we are. But you have your gift. Use it every day. Use it every day, whatever it may be. Actually, I'd tell you, you kind of review it every morning, first thing, and then you're ready for your day. You are prepared. So thank you very much, and namaste.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath our tree. Well, heaven surely knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. And everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called the innocence of youth? Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would feel all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
In the back of the room, we have our prayer box. And into this, you may place a request for anything, yourself, someone else, a world event, whatever it is. It's prayed on, over, and with for 30 days here by our prayer group. And then it's sent on to Silent Unity, where a bajillion people, that's a real scientific number, a lot of people are saying prayers over it for the 30 days after that. So it's a long time that you get the message that you are not alone when you put in a request. Let's know right now that there is only one presence and one power, God, the good, omnipotent. It's all-powerful, everywhere present, and knows everything. So we don't have to tell God anything. We just know in our hearts that every name or event that has been placed in here is in the process right now of healing. And we think on the end result, all is healed with the best possible outcome for each and every person and for the people that put in a request, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, financially, socially, whatever the need, it is known, it is worked on, it is done. And for that we are filled with gratitude. And so it is. Amen.
Now it's that time where we'll take up our offering. And we have an offering statement. So all together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
And please join me in singing My Gift Goes Forth. My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes. My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for the offerings that are here and for the service of those in the congregation who provide for us through the prayer team, through providing food after service, through landscaping, in whatever way they sustain and support our congregation, our church. For their efforts and their work is in these baskets as well. So thank you, God, for all of your abundance made manifest, made visible, and making us grow and be greater. So it is. Amen.
Amen. And we do the prayer for protections. Prayer for protections.
So, as you're going to do prayer for protection, I want you to think about it. When you make a difference, you are the gift. When you make a difference, you are the gift. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And now we're going to make a circle and join hands and sing the peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to
up with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take,